Okay, I think we are ready to go. I want to make sure we have the sound. It is not perfect, but it is what it is. I will explain. Oh god, that sounds horrible. Anyway, welcome. Good morning, evening, afternoon, or night, or wherever you are. I hope you are having. Oh, so weird. I hope you're having a good day. First of all, I think one of these days I am just going to schedule my streams for 3:15 the moment I schedule them, because every time I schedule them for 3 p.m., something seems to be popping up, and I apparently am physically unable to start the stream at 3. Actually, the the reason why I'm a little late today is because I wanted to go to pharmacy. Because as you can hear, my voice is not doing as well as it should be, especially for today. Because there's going to be a lot of talking today, but I will live through it. I got my tea, and I think I'm pretty much ready for the day. So yeah, I'm sorry for that. And as you are probably maybe somewhat noticing, there's another issue with the sound, and that is the fact that I do not have the mic that I used to use before, because my blue snowball, after years and years of service, has passed away. And I did order a new mic, but it will take a couple of days, probably, for that mic to make it over here. So for now, what I'm doing is I'm using this handy little mic from what was this, 2015, 2016? I don't even know anymore. This was one of my first cameras that I bought when I decided that I'm gonna stream for real. So I used to stream Hearthstone. That never happened. But anyway, it used to be a good cam, and actually it used to be kind of an improvement when it comes to the mic before I got the Snowball, of course. But unfortunately, Snowball is no more, so it is what it is today. Today we're dealing with my sickly voice, and you're dealing with my less than perfect camera that is picking up that unfortunate sound. Good morning, Lunette. How are you doing? And welcome back. I hope you're having a good day. Today, what we're gonna do is, as per usual, we're gonna watch a ton of videos, and I'm very excited about them because some of them are videos that I personally have been wanting to watch all week long, but I've been waiting for my stream so that I can do it with you guys, and that is exactly what we are gonna do today. After that, or not immediately after that, but in the evening, I will continue with my Astro lore. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I had some very important papers that I recklessly laid my tea upon, and now they are practically useless, but that's okay. I'll worry about that later. Anyway, tonight I will be continuing with Astro, and where was it that I left off last night? I think it was at the beginning of Stormblood story. Yeah, I'm actually getting really excited about finishing that. I think I'm level like 66 maybe on Astro or something like that. So for the rest of the day, I'm really hoping to reach 70. We'll see if that's possible before I start the evening stream, so that I can actually finish the Stormblood story, and then next week we can start the role quests for Shadowbringers and healer quests and healer and walker quests and whatnot, and then we are ready for the 6.1 patch. That is the plan for today. Anyway, how are you doing? What's up? Good thing sneaking in for a peek while I'm setting up brunch. Nice. Oh no, it makes me want to have brunch. I already have breakfast though. Feels bad. Okay, the tea helps me feel better. Yeah, no worries. I will. It's just that I didn't expect myself to actually feel, let's say, feel worse than yesterday. I think I thought I was gonna feel way better because, I was getting a little sick at the end of the week, and then it started getting better, and this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, no, my throat, it's gone. My voice is wrecked. And I have to work today. But that's okay. I just hope it does get better for like tomorrow, because I want to be recording some videos that I need my voice for, and we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. So hopefully tea is at least a little bit of of help when it comes to that. Unfortunately, my tea is still hot, so I can't have it yet, but I will soon, and hopefully my voice doesn't die until that happens. Can't wait to watch the. Is the Stormblood Astrologian story actually that good? I've been excited about it. I think the so far, like what they did in Heavensward with like the whole like Charlatan intro and stuff, it was great. And I kind of like well, since I didn't play Astro before Endwalker, I naively thought that Charlatan and like its culture and whatnot, that is just like a new thing for everyone. But like, I'm now starting to discover that there are plenty of people who've already known quite a bit of stuff about Charlatan so far. So I don't know. Now I feel like my whole like Endwalker journey through Charlatan is like getting, I don't know, some sort of like I don't know, a new perspective for sure. Anyways, uh, what I'm gonna do is I will be watching. Well, I couldn't actually decide what I'm gonna watch. So I have like, I don't know, like 25 videos queued, and some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. But we'll just have to wait and see. And yeah, sorry if I'm a little bit distracted today. If I from time to time have to reply to some messages as well. My kid is at dad's, and he's also been sick this week, so I'm just always trying to check in and make sure that they are doing well. Okay, that's pretty much it. So this first one is something that did you guys post? Oh no, you didn't post this in Discord. I saw it on Larry's channel. I don't know what it's about. The best job in Final Fantasy XIV. This was published on March 8th, 2022. Is this like a joke video or something? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. And yeah, if my sound for some reason is bad, or I don't know, like if anything is like too loud or too quiet or whatever, do let me know, because I switch these settings every single day, and I just need a little help at the beginning of the stream to make sure that at least that part that I can control is doing well enough. All right, let's watch it.
/ Titan size chicken nugget. Yes.
Oh, I think I already saw this one.
Looks like. Your chicken nugget.
Oh, I always fall for this. Like, this is like the second time I'm watching his commercial.
To your heart's content. Now who's getting mountain busted?
Oh my god.
3 days left in the campaign, so get your chicken nugget squishy today in the link in the description below.
Oh no, they're actually gonna do the video. Oh, okay. Because I saw the actual commercial for that thing, and I was like, am I watching that?
You know, I've been thinking. Yeah? What do you think the greatest job in Final Fantasy XIV is? Well, since all jobs can do all types of content,
I love that
I don't think they're really
headlamp.
It can't be a tank. Reason being is, if you mess up sometimes, everybody's gonna know that you messed up. I don't want people thinking that I'm stupid. You don't say. And in that regard, it certainly can't be a healer. Why is that? Healers are pretty good. What happens if I order some pizza, and the pizza delivery guy and I have to go get the pizza at the door?
I'm starting to feel this as I'm like starting to level healers, because I used to, I used to be able to, queue Praetorium, and from time to time, I don't know, go to the bathroom and not have to announce to anyone that I'm gonna be AFK. But now I'm like leveling Astra, and I'm like, should I go? Should I not go? Like it's been a hard life.
You just say B. I would have to leave in the middle of a raid, and then everybody would die.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not okay. So you want to be able to just AFK. Yeah.
It's not like that. It's
AFK. DPS can do that just fine, I think. Unless people are using their abacus, in which case they'll know that I'm not doing anything. I think you should probably just try and, play the game while you're playing the game. Melee DPS need to be too close, and I don't like that. I might die and get hurt. So I should probably be somewhere safe. But then range deep.
That's like the false security that playing a caster is giving you. That's kind of how I felt in World of Warcraft when I went from playing Feral Druid, which is a full-on melee, to a Destruction Warlock, which is kind of like in the bag. And it also has a pet that does damage and whatnot. So it's like, I don't know, like when I switched to it, it felt like a very inconspicuous class to play. Unfortunately, there's also like DPS meters and stuff that show just how non inconspicuous you are when you're not doing any damage, but still.
DPS don't even do enough damage for me. I need to be top of the charts. You just said that you would be going AFK. Top of the charts would be Black Mage. That's why Black Mage is probably the best job. Black Mage is actually really... But no, Black Mage is actually really hard. I should probably play Summoner. I've heard Summoner is really cool. Yeah, but I can't heal anybody. I thought you said you didn't want to heal people. Yeah, that's why I think I should play Red Mage. I can DPS, heal, tank, and even raise people. You can't tank on Red Mage. Curses! Wait a minute. Oh no. I need something that can tank, heal, and DPS. And I could be AFK whenever I want. Where are you going with this? There's
Warrior?
one job I haven't even mentioned yet. Oh no. The best job in Final Fantasy XIV is whatever you want to play, because all jobs can do all types of combat. It's Blue Mage.
Oh god.
No, it's not Blue Mage. Yes.
I didn't even see that coming. That's so good. Oh gosh. That was a good one. Oh man, I really need to start on my Blue Mage. Like I don't know. It's just every time I think about Blue Mage, I say to myself, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. And then that tomorrow never comes, but it's such a cool thing. And I know it's at this point in my life where I'm actually entirely too busy. It makes no sense to even be fantasizing about those mounts and achievements that you get through Blue Mage, but I want them! Hi, Live Gamer, welcome! How are you doing? It's been ages since I've seen you live stream. Oh, well, welcome back. I hope you're having a good day. Exactly. Like, but most serious people that I see, I don't know, like, should I call people who have all the jobs leveled at 90 serious? I mean, that's kind of what I meant. It's like usually Blue Mage is like, I don't know, either not even unlocked or like at level 1 and just kind of quietly being there, being like, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna play this. But like, I really want to. I actually can't wait. That's a good video. Or we'll do the talk of yesterday. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool. Haven't done all, and I even Blue is on the max. Oh, how long did it take you? Did you use the? I'm not okay. I shouldn't call it like the cheating method, but because I don't really know what it is. But I think Cupcake told me that you can, like, I don't know, level Blue Mage in about like an hour or so, without just need the right skills though. But yeah, but like when you're playing Blue Mage, you normally want to play it with other Blue Mages, right? Because like I don't see why you would like I think you can only play Blue Mage with other Blue Mages if you're queuing instance content, right? Is that how it works? And so help me at the final levels. That's nice. Okay, we're gonna watch this later. What is this? This is one of the memes that popped up in my feed. I don't think this is what you guys posted on Discord. When your class is machinist. Okay, well, I just leveled 1, so hopefully I will understand this one. It's like this is part of the reason why I decided to level everything at 90. I want to be able to understand the memes, and sometimes the memes are a mystery when you don't even know the class, and then you're just like, oh, I want to watch this, but you can't because you don't know anything, and blah. You see it? Okay. Yeah, pretty OP. I do love the skill animations. Oh no, that is exactly how it feels. Oh my god. I don't know about shooting in the church, but oh god. That was a good one. That is a good movie. I didn't know if you guys would even know. I need a pre-made team. The skill drops. The skill drop happen to 100% when all are blue. Otherwise, you have the regular. I see. You can form a party and join as blue mage as long as it is under 70. Huh. I've never ever seen a blue mage in any of my parties. I don't think. But you can't queue with blue mage through duty finder, right? I think that's what it is. This is a very interesting video. This is not necessarily Final Fantasy, but it is from a really cool channel that I follow, Game Ranks. I don't know if you watch them; they're pretty big. But they have a really cool video. It's called 10 Misconceptions About Gamers from Non-Gamers. This is actually part 2. I'm not sure if I watched part 1. Let me see. I'm not sure. Okay, how often do they, okay, let me see if I watched it. I kind of think I did. I kind of think I did. They'd probably publish it, quite recently. It's like every time someone says part 2, it makes me really anxious because I want to see the part 1. Maybe it's in the description of the video. No, they just have this thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to search for it. Okay, this is gonna be a part. Okay, this is should we watch both of them? I think we should actually, because like this is a part 1 and this is a part 2, so it's kind of ridiculous to not watch both of them. They're not very long, and I think they're pretty cool. I queue into duties with blue mages, but not through roulette. I see. Well, I normally queue through roulette because I'm at the stage where I'm just leveling all my jobs to 90s, so I guess that's why I'm not seeing them. Blue needs to build a team before he can go into a fight. He can't go into randoms. I see. Okay. Anyway, this is, well, since we're gonna watch both videos, this is gonna be 20 misconceptions about gamers from non-gamers, and I'm actually really curious about what they have to say, and I love their voice, too. Let me know about the audio, if it's good enough.
GameRanks presents 10 misconceptions that non-gamers make about gamers. If you play games, which obviously we hope you do, what are you doing here, you'll probably feel our pain with this list, so let's get started with number 10. The first misconception that really bothers us is the belief that games are not beneficial. Meanwhile, online gamers have been solving science's biggest problems by solving puzzles involving genes, having bigger conversations about the universe, and more. There are huge fans of English, science, history, and more that are into games that are more than just about
I think this is because most people who don't play games will traditionally have this mindset where games are just shooters and arcades, and they know very little about, like, let's say adventure and action-based games. And most people who know nothing about games will not know anything or very little about MMORPGs as a genre, or I don't know. I don't know if they know too much about like world building games. Maybe because a lot of people have heard or played, like, I don't know, Sims or Zoo Tycoon or something like that. But most people, their first thought about games is just it is just like, I don't know, playing violent games and stuff. Like, not even the violent games are that bad, because when you think about it, would you rather have your kid, go out in the street and, shoot people? Or would you rather have them, sit at home and maybe let some of that frustration that they're feeling out through games? Like, that can be actually very therapeutic. Like, I don't know, like, people think that it's okay to, like, punch a punching bag if you're frustrated, but gamers solve it by, I don't know, going into, I guess, Call of Duty and shooting everyone. I don't know how that works, because I cure my frustrations in different ways, but But I think it's very important to realize that games are not just, like even those games, right? They teach you something. They teach you reflexes. They help you feel better. Like I don't know what I mean. Yeah, sure, they show you violence, but violence is everywhere. Violence is on TV. Violence is outside. Like I think we're at the point where kids can't really escape violence at all. So it's better to teach them about the difference between digital violence and the real violence. So let's not do the real violence, right?
Shooting guns. Check out 2011's Fold It, an online puzzle game about protein folding. We brought this.
Oh, that one is a really good one.
It's definitely worth looking into if you're a fan of science.
I played that one.
At number 9, what really bothers us is whenever people say that video games make people violent, when playing games really
Exactly.
people alleviate stress and release tension. There are a lot of studies out there supporting both sides, but if you just think about it and you know other people that play video games out there, is that we're generally a peaceful folk. Yes, we might commit murders in Grand Theft Auto and slaughter countless aliens, but at the end of the day,
Exactly what I was saying.
a lot of video gamers that maybe hit an animal with a car and then freak out and grieve about it for 3.
Like people often forget the roleplay aspect of gaming whatsoever. Like I'm a vegetarian, right? Does that mean that when I when I log into any of my MMORPGs or any of the survival games that I'm never gonna do hunting or fishing? Of course I will. Those activities are relaxing. That doesn't mean I go around killing animals in real life. Like that's what people don't understand.
3 days. The idea that we're all bloodthirsty, violent school shooters is just so old hat. At number 8, we have the concept that just because you game means that you're automatically a nerd and know 4 different computer languages and can fix somebody's computer for free. We all encounter that somewhere. Just because you play Minecraft on the computer all day, your aunt thinks that you can fix her phone for free. You might not even know how to fix the phone. While many of us admittedly are, a lot of us aren't automatically crazy super nerds. We're not just gonna fix your shit or teach your
I think most of the time guys will have this problem rather than girls. Like, okay, I personally have faced this because, well, I had my grandpa who, when YouTube came around, he was so obsessed with learning all about how it works because he wanted to be able to like play music for himself and stuff not. So he had like 1,000 questions, but it wasn't like, fix it. But at the same time, it was in a way. But like, I think guys who play games will usually be more perceived as techie by their like families and whatnot. So girls usually don't really get bothered because people don't. This is also the thing. Like people don't normally perceive girls as gamers either. So even if you are a gamer, there's a chance that no one will really, I don't know, just kind of, just I don't know, take a look at that and see that as something that defines you. It sucks because sometimes it can define you, and I feel like in some way it defines me, but like people just struggle, connecting that to my personality, and in some ways it's good and in some ways it's bad.
Your daughter how to play video games just because we're lonely and we would love the company or something. Because honestly, we don't. At number 7, a common misconception is that all gamers are guys. While I don't necessarily believe those polls that say 50%
Exactly.
of gamers are women, I do know many a woman out there that plays video games and they don't suck at them.
He may have killed you a time or two. I don't know. He's good.
I'm really good.
They're not a poser fake gamer girl or anything like that. That whole idea that if you're a girl that play video games, you don't really know what you're doing and you tend to lose is just kind of old-fashioned. And
It is because like these days you're just gonna have like so many girls who absolutely kick ass in all kinds of games, and it's just I understand that male and female brains like work in different ways, but at the same time, the genitals that you possess don't necessarily define how good you're gonna be at a game because everyone can learn how to play a game, and it's just I don't know, it just sucks as a girl. Christopher, welcome back and thank you for the sticker. Oh, that's such a cute one. I'm doing very, very well today. Thank you. How are you doing? I hope you're having an amazing weekend.
I'm not going to get on a social justice warrior podium or anything like that, but you just can't deny that when you look outside, everybody's playing video games these days. And to deny that fact is just kind of a little silly.
There's, well, another like misconception, I guess, about girl gamers is that like even if they do exist, that they're just these, I don't know, always, I don't know, hot-looking girls with like controllers in their hands, being like, "Oh, I'm a gamer." Like you don't have to look like that when you play games. You can look like a bag of trash and still kick ass at games. You don't have to be hot sitting in front of your PC and playing something. Like I don't know. Like I just hate how that stigma has been created, and now I don't know. Everyone just kind of sees it as default.
At number 6, we really have a problem with that idea that video games make you stupid. Studies have shown that playing video games can actually make your brain bigger. Seriously. There's a study out there that shows that playing Super Mario 64 for 30 minutes a day over 2 months increase an adult's brain volume in their right hippocampus, the right prefrontal cortex, and the cerebellum. These are the parts of the brain that are responsible for memory formation, strategic planning, muscle control, and spatial navigation. Stuff like that you do in video games every day, and it makes you better for it. Seriously though, have you ever felt like when you're driving you dodge something very quickly? I'm not saying we're all Spider-Man or anything, but I do think
Yeah, there is that like big brain feeling when you do something. Like you're learning how to multitask. You're learning how to pay attention. Like when I started playing games like MMORPGs or whatever, my reflexes were I don't know, reflexes of a dead animal, pretty much. Like I couldn't like turn around in time, do stuff in time. I was such an anxious person. But like today, like I'm not saying I'm good, but you know I'm at least decent. Christopher, I'm glad to hear you are having a good day, and I hope you are at least somewhat enjoying your day at work. Hello, Hans. Welcome back. How are you doing? And what's up? Person, I hope would lately give me a bit of money because I solved this phone problem. I mean, that's fine. Because, you know, time is money, right? If someone is just going to, you know, take advantage of you, I don't know, because they apparently think you're a techie, they might as well pay you. That's not a bad thing.
we all have better developments thanks to studies out there that prove this. At number 5, we have beef with the idea that sitting indoors all day means you have no friends. Players of MMOs have to deal with this stereotyping all the time. The reality is that people can make a lot of friends online and are sometimes even more social than people are in real life. Playing video games is a very social thing. You're constantly being fielded with friend requests.
You know, like all my friends are in game or here in the chat or whatever. Like, I mean, yeah, I do have some IRL friends who don't play games, but even most of my IRL friends will from time to time play some games, and they will also be a part of, you know, that social circle. This is so not true. And it's not just MMORPG. It's like all the games, because like there's hardly ever any gamer who is just going to, you know, play games and be alone forever. Even through like some of the other social interactions, like I don't know, through Discord, through Reddit or whatever, you're still interacting with people. They may not necessarily be your friends, but gaming is a very social activity.
And game invites on PSN, Xbox Live, and Steam, and whatever. And in 2 hours of playing video games, you might have more social interactions with people than some people do in a full week. This is the 21st century, where you can make friends that you don't live next door to, that you don't see very often, but you get to communicate with every day. I know I personally have made many friends online that I'm very thankful for, and I hang out with and talk to all the time in the digital realm. Maybe some people think I'm a loser. I don't really give a shit. And number 4, a big misconception that non-gamers have is that gaming is a waste of time. That's really just a hypocritical statement, because most of these people that say video games are a waste of time will also go and watch the average of 2 to 3 hours of TV every night. You know,
and watching TV is a more passive activity than gaming, as well as the activity that literally allows other people to dictate what you're gonna watch, what you're gonna hear during the commercials, and your brain is just like an empty page where other people get to write stuff in it. Whereas you choose the games, you choose the people who you're going to play with. It's just a different world.
You know, everybody has to have a hobby, and hobbies shouldn't be considered a waste of time. It's something that you do to enjoy that makes you happy. And watching TV is passively consuming, while playing video games is actively consuming and really engaging all parts of your brain, reflexes, and motor functions. And that's honestly kind of more badass. You're having way more of a better time either playing with friends or engaging in a story or using your brain to solve puzzles. So you know what? Fuck you. It's not a waste of time at all. Gaming is just another form of entertainment, just as much as watching a movie or TV or surfing the internet is, even though it can be argued that it's more engaging. At number 3, many of you probably have heard that you can't make a career out of video games, and that is absolutely not true. Don't let anyone
Should I even comment on this one? Come on. I mean,
tell you otherwise. Now, of course, you may not be PewDiePie or Total Biscuit or writing articles for IGN, or even developing the next Gears of War and becoming Cliffy B. But that doesn't mean you can't make it and create something or run something without the will to learn and a lot of hard work and elbow grease.
just like I was talking yesterday on stream, people are either forgetting or they haven't even reconciled themselves with the fact that there is such a thing as the middle-class streamer or middle-class YouTuber or whatever. You can still live off of your streaming or content creating income without being a millionaire.
Inspirational, but you can do anything you set your mind to, and don't let people tell you otherwise. Yes, of course, making it into video games is really, really hard, but if you got a good idea, some passion, the willing to work really hard, and the will to ever increasingly and never stop learning and developing new things will make you go really far. Go out there and make a game, write an article, record a video, do a podcast, do whatever, and show all those assholes that you can make something out of playing video games. At number 2, we have that misconception that video
Thank
games
you.
are Some gamers are really 50-50 on this, but the reality is if you consider movies or reading or literature art, you can consider games art. Yes, I like to think that games other than Journey and The Last of Us with sweeping stories and epic visuals are also pieces of art. Yes, even stuff like Call of Duty and things that are just more fun and
Oh, it's definitely art, especially nowadays with so many just different options and possibilities to create something amazing. Like they're definitely a piece of art. Look at Final Fantasy. Like, what is Final Fantasy if it's not art?
addictive and playable are forms of art because somebody made them. And now before you say that video games are corporate products, all forms of art were products sold for money at one time or another. Even Leonardo da
I'm not gonna create for free.
Yes, maybe games like Candy Crush aren't art, but you really shouldn't let people who don't know any better shit on something that you really enjoy. Your favorite medium, video games, should stand on their own. And number 1, the biggest misconception that non-gamers make about gamers is that video games are for kids. Ugh, this one is so frustrating, and I get it all the time. Of course, the first basic video games on Apple II and Atari and stuff like that were intended for children, but the medium has grown just as the player.
I know more adults that play games than I know kids, and I know a bunch of kids, you know?
Players who played them. The mainstream AAA market now is all geared toward mature gamers, and most games are rated M for mature. There's a reason for that, because the main audience is adults buying these things. But of course, there will always be a place for children in video games with Skylanders and even Minecraft and stuff like that. But it's a growing medium with growing pains, and a lot of the gamers who started playing as children have now grown up.
Stupid.
That being said, of course, if you play video games, I like to think that you do have a little bit of an inner childlike nature of excitement for the medium in you. And that's something you should never ever lose. Listen, never forget to have fun. So guys, those were 10 misconceptions often made about gamers. We know.
Imagine living your life according to what other people say you should be doing, according to your own age. Dude, my life would be so boring. Like, all our lives would be so boring. Like, imagine listening to other people when they tell you what you need to do. Who does that, right? Oh gosh. The FF14 poor gamer must have no friends at all. I know, right? Yeah, like hunting for a house can really be tedious, but you know, best of luck. You just need a little bit of patience, and if you stick to your guns, you will be able to get your house in no time. Video games before it's really hard. Minimum wage pay at 70 hours a week. Yeah, if you're doing like a let's call that a regular job within the video game industry, where you're not like, I don't know, creating content per se, like the way I'm doing it, but like if you're actually working in like game dev or maybe journalism or something like that, those jobs are still pretty hard to well, let's say live off of, because the problem is the industry doesn't appreciate these people creating that type of content enough just yet. Like, look at what's been happening in I don't know, in Blizzard and in many of the other gaming companies. Like the way, I don't know, game devs and people who work at, like, I don't know, social media management or anything like that. Like, people get underpaid, mistreated all the time, and I think that's something that hopefully will become better at some point. Anyway, they have another video. This is another 10 misconceptions. This is part 2. And let's check it out.
Obviously, we all love our video games. We all like spending our time a certain way, and we know a lot about ourselves. And a lot of the time, people outside of gaming don't really get it. Hi folks, it's Val.
Nope.
Today on Game Ranks, 10 misconceptions about gamers from non-gamers, part 2. Starting off at number 10, the idea that older gamers don't exist. Now, your old avian friend right here talking to you right now, Falcon, I'm a little bit on the old side. Spring chicken, so to speak. Not a spring falcon either. And yet at the very same time, I am barely able to contain the hype that is gradually building over the thought of having Portal everywhere I go.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I think this is just one of these stupid prejudices. Can you say prejudices or prejudice? How do you say this word? I don't know. Anyway, I remember when I was still on Twitch, like, there was this really cool person. I can't even remember who that streamer is, but there's like a really cool grandma who does high-end raiding in World of Warcraft. She kicks absolute ass. And even though it's a highly reactive game, and she is, you know, quite a bit on the older side, she has like massive audience and people just really admiring her work. I can't remember what she's called, but she is awesome. Like, I mean, even like there are also games for older people as well. Like when I was within the Hearthstone community, most of my fellow streamer colleagues, they would be between, okay, I don't want to offend anyone by calling you old, but you know, between, I don't know, back then I was like 25 and my colleagues would be between like 40 and 60. For me, that was back then, that was on the older side. And now that I think about it, I realize that I'm, you know, much closer to that older side than I think. But at the same time, like Hearthstone is a card game. A lot of these card games and just slower games are made so that, you know, you don't necessarily need to have these crazy ass reflexes to be able to enjoy a game and be good at it. And even if they do require it, you can still do it. Like thinking that old people can't do, I don't know, high end gaming stuff is a lie.
Average lifespan of a Falcon is 13 years, and I've outlasted that by a couple of decades. But if that vintage is not quite enough for you, there are much older gamers who are frankly just utterly fantastic. One that I think deserves special mention
is that her? I think that's her.
Shirley the Skyrim grandma, who is just this awesome.
Oh no, that's not her.
A lot of time enjoying life by doing what she wants, which is playing Skyrim. And really, that's kind of why older gamers do what they do. You know, when I was young, I was obviously very entranced with video games, but that was an era where video games were way less advanced than they are now. Same time, I definitely did not have a job and was at the mercy of my parents which games I was playing.
Mercy.
In fact, non-gamers out there might want to take a page from us older gamers. Playing video games just keeps getting better. And number 9, the idea that games don't have writing that is up to the standards set by, say, movies and TV shows. Now,
these people have not played Final Fantasy. Oh my god.
I'm not going to say that this was never true, but it's a stereotype that has persisted well beyond its time as an actual norm. Like, I'm not going to say I don't remember a time where the average game was not well written, but in this era, people know that that isn't going to fly. And even just to be frank, in those eras, there were a lot of incredibly well-written games. Some of the point-and-click adventure games I remember from my childhood were just mind-blowing. LucasArts and their various projects comes to mind, but that lineage has yielded us things like Disco Elysium, Night in the Woods. But further than that, role-playing games have always had something to say, and they've only gotten better through the years. That goes for Japanese RPGs like
I mean, it all depends really on what you want out of the game. You can't call all games, you know, games with terrible writing, because some games will not have almost any writing at all, and that's totally fine, because that's not why you're there. But anyone asking themselves that question should realize that, you know, there's a genre for people who want good writing.
the Final Fantasies, which have, I mean, I'm not going to say they aren't bizarre, but very intricate, detailed, and interesting stories. But there's stuff like Witcher 3, which is frankly a tour de force as well. If anything, I am a little bit disappointed with where TV has gone.
Yeah, definitely.
We had like the golden age of television. There was tons of incredible stuff going on, like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, etc. And the success of those things has kind of bred this era of things that look like those things and try to act like those things but aren't quite there. Video games certainly had that era, but it's kind of gotten past it. I mean, a huge video game just released that George R.R. Martin wrote the scenario for.
Oh, what?
We're past that. At number 8, there's a lot of people that think that gaming is still like a niche hobby. Like, oh, there's just gamers down in their basements playing the games. They're just...
I don't know. I think the fact that mobile games exist has at least done something to like close that gap between people who don't play games at all and people who, let's say, play console games or games on their PCs, because they are now feeling more uncomfortable when they want to say like, oh, you know, games suck, yet their phone is like filled with 20 different apps of like 20 different games that just kind of stop them from, you know, getting these words out there.
Nerds, people with very, very narrow interests that are specific. That's not the case. Video gaming is a $175 billion industry, and while I am not exactly going to measure its success entirely by that, I mean, companies have gotten pretty good at bilking money out of people. In order to do that, you gotta have people to bilk the money out of, though. And there's a lot of them. And that growth has been tremendous. Between 2006 and now, it's gone from literally an $8 billion industry to well over $175 billion.
Crazy, right?
It's the second biggest entertainment industry behind television. Gaming is huge. There's so many people involved. An active multiplayer game with a good lobby, you can drop into and play against people from anywhere on the planet. You could not do that, especially that easily, conveniently, and quickly, if only a few people were playing.
Yeah.
At number 7, and this one really sucks, when non-gamers think you can pause an online game. This goes from
Oh god, this is so annoying.
biggest first-person shooter to Tetris 99, and
It's like your mindset not developing at all from like 2008, but all you could do is like play an offline game. I mean, I had this thing with my mom, like when my mom did get me into games, but she never kind of moved on from this attitude of, offline games or like turn-based games to the actual I don't want to say real life. What is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Right, like real time or whatever. She just had the toughest time just going from dad kind of mindset to not interrupting me when I'm doing something online. No, Jeff, welcome back. What's up? I think Bridget the Gap is an understatement. Mobile is huge now. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think many people I don't know, like I think it's really helped, if anything. I'm not a huge fan of mobile games. However, that probably is a little bit hypocritical to say, because I did used to play Hearthstone. I did play Hearthstone on my PC, but I also played it on my phone. And I know some people who treated Hearthstone exclusively as a mobile game, and I get that. But at the same time, being kind of a part of that community, I just realized that people who normally play games on their phones, they are at least somewhat aware of what happens like within the gaming world. Live Giver, hi, welcome back. Or sorry, yeah, we already talked. Oh my god, like sometimes I see someone's name and I have a conversation for like half an hour and I forget. I forget that we already talked. I'm in a raid, can't leave during the run. Yeah, that's exactly it. Like with the MMORPGs, especially like when you're playing with not just with MMORPGs, but shooters, but anything really. Like when you're playing with a group of friends, it's just very hard to explain to someone who doesn't play games that other people depend on you as well, and it just sucks.
I have dealt with it one way or the other. I imagine it's probably bad for people who live with their parents especially, but even in my advanced age, there are people
Advanced age.
who ask me to do things while I'm playing, say, Call of Duty Warzone, and can't distinguish the difference between a single player and a multiplayer game. Now, I suppose that using voice chat, I could ask everybody to stop playing the game for a few minutes while I load the dishwasher or whatever, but I'm going to suggest that not everybody is going to put a hold on what
Not really.
Not just because it's a competitive game where everybody's into it and wants to play, but also because life is short. We have limited time. We're spending the time playing the game that, frankly, we have to take out of our schedule. That's another thing you'll notice, that the older you get, the more it becomes a problem. But paired with the fact that people do not understand that you cannot pause a multiplayer game, things can get really frustrating. At number 6, and this one is one that really hits home for me. Not every gamer has an awesome setup with a huge TV and RGB lighting that responds to what's going on the screen. I know that people love to post videos of that stuff, and those videos are cool to look at, but not all of us out there are willing to spend that kind of money on stuff that doesn't really affect the game. And a lot of the time it's because we don't have the money. Now,
like, isn't it better to like take that money and spend it on the games that you want to play rather than have a pretty cool lighting that no one's gonna see? Like, I mean, look at my setup. Like my setup, okay, like I stream, but like my setup is nothing special really, and I could like have this like, I don't know, excuse to go ahead and just like remodel my house in a way that it looks presentable. But at the same time, I'd rather save that money and get like an actual piece of equipment that benefits the stream.
Fortunate to be in a job where gaming is the work. That's fantastic. That makes this hardly a problem for me anymore. I mean, I don't have an elaborate setup by any means, but I've got a nice TV. I've got some colored lighting. It doesn't respond necessarily to the game, but it's cool looking. I didn't always have that. In fact, that is a pretty recent development, and I definitely do want to take the time to thank everybody who watches these videos and enjoys them, because you're the reason. Anyway, gaming wouldn't be the sizable industry that it is if it were exclusively for people who have tons and tons and tons of money.
Yep.
It's not that we can't all save up for something. Again, I have done that thanks to you folks, but for me, the memory's still pretty fresh of playing games on a pretty small monitor that I'd got for really cheap, that I had on a cardboard box for a pretty long time. Granted, that
Oh my god, I had that too at one point. I thought I was like the only one.
was years ago, back when I was brought on to gaming, but I'd say there's a lot more people playing games like that who invested like several months rent
Good
into a
times.
gaming setup. At number 5, a lot of people assume that gamers play every single game out there, and as I alluded to in the previous point, that's not always possible.
Oh, that's definitely not true. I am very picky when it comes to games, and this is something that has actively stopped me from, being the variety streamer that I at one point have wanted to be. And it's still, like, it still sucks. Like, when I have a ton of people, I don't know, asking me to play a ton of different games, but I'm so picky and I'm extremely loyal to RPGs, and it's just very hard for me to play anything else.
A lot of people don't have time to play every single game, or they have a lot of time and they just really like one game. They want to be like an absolute friggin' unit at that game, a beast, a savage, if you will. And they'd sink tons and tons of time into developing that particular game's worth of skills. A lot of people are incredible at that too. And yeah, there are some people that play Call of Duty, Fortnite, Battlefield, and every single thing that comes up.
Yeah, I have massive respect for like game critics and people who have to write these articles about every single game that comes out. Imagine having to play all these games. I understand that like for streamers, like there are some games that you absolutely have to play, otherwise you're doomed like me for not playing Elden Ring and like other stuff. But at the same time, it's not to that extent. You don't have to like write a new review every week or something like that. It really turns into a job, and that's kind of tedious, isn't it?
Saying that you can't do that and become an expert at all of those things, but a lot of people just don't. A lot of people also have like a primary game where they really work on being good at that and just sort of casually play the other games. For a while, that was Valorant for me. I was playing that probably 90% of the time I was gaming. That was also in the middle of a dry spell of some single-player games, if I remember right as well. So, I mean, I guess it really just depends. But obviously, different people play different stuff and different amounts of stuff. At number 4, the idea that people always choose to kill people in an open world game or choose the evil option in RPGs. That these games are murder simulators. But that's really
Oh
not
god.
actually the case. If you look at statistics that companies put up, usually people pick the good choice. Why? Because it's usually the thing that brings them to the good ending.
Normally people would argue this with like saying that let's use World of Warcraft for example. A lot of people will say that people pick Horde because Horde is more I'm not gonna say more evil, but like more badass and more brute and savage and whatnot. But the reality of that is that people will pick Horde over Alliance because Horde has better stats and better glamour, and that's it. Well, transmog and WoW, I guess, but like that's pretty much the only reason. Yeah, some people want to be a genuine badass, but you can be a genuine badass in Alliance as well.
absolutely can attest to this too. Generally, when I do my first playthrough, it's always whatever choice I think is going to get me the best ending. And then I'll do kind of an experimental playthrough where I'll often pick the bad choices. But then after I've done that, it's usually back to good choices.
Okay, is this does this in any way relate to how I'm being a jerk when there's when there's the in Final Fantasy MSQ, like when there's these replies and I always pick like the worst possible one? That's not it, is it? Like, that's not being murderous. That's just being a little bit of a roleplay jerk, I suppose.
And yeah, I mean, people like to assume that all gamers are these moral deviants, and we're really not. At number 3, this is one that I think a lot of people really have a trouble with. Did you know that most people who play video games don't throw their controller across the room when they lose? I know that it's really popular to kind of let the emotions flow in like streamer circles because it certainly makes for a spectacle, but most of us really aren't like that. It's kind of related to the idea that whenever a gamer plays a horror game, they scream their head off, and that's just not true.
For me, unfortunately, it is because I am terrified of horror games. I don't think I can properly stomach a horror game. And to be honest, all of these people who actually actively rage, I think they are not streamers or content creators that I know of, at least. Now, I used to go to this. It's like the PC arcade place with my friends, and we would sit at these like really long tables. And let's say I would sit here, and like four seats away, there would be one of my friends who is, he's kind of a big boy. He can probably, I don't know, take on multiple people at the same time and not feel a thing when they punch them back. Like, it's, he has quite a bit of strength in him. So what he's a League of Legends player, right? And every time something would happen, like my keyboard would be like here, and he would like smash the desk with his fists, and like all of our keyboards up until mine, because like I would normally sit in the corner, would like fly up in the air and they would go down. And we'd all look at him like, what the hell? Like all of our equipment would just go up in the air. It was so ridiculous.
Certainly have an elevated stress level when I'm playing a horror game, but I'm basically dead silent the whole way through. Same thing goes for this though. It's just something that non-gamers...
Yeah, exactly. Equipment is expensive. Like, we don't just go and throw away our equipment. Like, if you buy something, especially with your own money, you're not just gonna go and break it.
seem to just think gamers do. And again, it's probably because a lot of streamers are popular and do that, and that's kind of their image of video gaming. But if you want to be honest, I notice a lot of non-gamers tend to do the same behavior when they're frustrated with something else, and like they'll take it out on their phone. Somebody says something they don't like it, and they throw their phone or throw something else. In my opinion, it's not prevalent in gamers. I think it's probably something that an equal amount of people do.
Yeah, it's a character flaw, not a gamer flaw.
Just across the board in society. At number 2, there are people who still call every single console a Nintendo. Yes, in 2022, I interact with several non-gamers that still refer to every gaming console as a Nintendo. And this is something that has bothered me for a very long time as a Sega fan in the 1990s, because while I had a Super Nintendo and liked it, I had to go fast. Understand? I get that the Nintendo Entertainment System was called the NES. I get that its sequel was called the Super Nintendo, and its sequel called the Nintendo 64. But even the Nintendo consoles aren't called Nintendos anymore. On top of that, while the most recent one, the Nintendo Switch, is absolutely dominating the market, Nintendo's had a couple of duds, and even confused people with the names of their consoles, like the Wii U. That didn't sell very many, and people were like, I don't know what this is. You'd think at this point that whole every single console is called a Nintendo thing would be over, but nope. And finally, at number 1, gamers are losers who will be #forever alone or never get a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Like, we have to say, this is typically a stereotype that affected guys, but it certainly has affected other people. So this is going to be one.
This sucks so much.
But without being.
Just look at the amount of friendships and amount of relationship that have spawned from, like, I don't know, online gaming and communities and everything. Like, it's just wild to me that people still don't understand this.
Being super cringe. But let me tell you, old Falcon ain't having trouble in that area. And I doubt you are either, honestly. It's like saying somebody who likes a certain band or like a certain TV show or something can't get a date. It's weird. Like, if somebody can't get a date, it's probably for reasons beyond the fact they like something.
Yeah.
That, like, at the height of the stereotype's popularity, only like cool jocks got girls. Yeah.
And when you think about it, you have to understand that there are people in this world who like all sorts of people. And by that, I mean all sorts of people. Like, people have, different sort of, fantasies, picks, fetishes, or whatever. And even if this was true, gamers would still have their targeted audience of people who like those people, right?
Yeah, there were stereotypes, and these stereotypes probably did have some root in some bit of truth, but I think it was exaggerated personally. I don't know, have you seen the United States? I don't necessarily want to imply that there's a negative connotation in this, because for me, there certainly isn't, but we are not exactly a nation of jocks. Yeah, we have athletes, but we aren't all athletes. I think it's obvious. The population is kind of a dead giveaway that there's no specific type of person that is favored in terms of who gets to have kids, and you don't really get to have kids without having a partner. I mean, unless there's a large contingent of single-celled organisms that play video games. And yeah, obviously there are people that adopt, but that costs way more than an RGB lighting setup, let me tell you. But yeah, I am 100% sure that gamers are not by default forever alone. In fact, gaming leads so many people to each other. Video games are an enjoyable shared interest that when you find somebody who also enjoys them, that's like the best possible thing.
Yeah.
Clear, I'm not saying that gaming has taken over and gamers are the new jocks or anything. I'm saying that the stereotype that
It's not like, okay, I'm not implying that games are like dating simulators, but you can go into online gaming or any sort of community with a mindset to want to meet people and just, be okay with the fact that you might not, but also give yourself a chance if you do.
gamers can't find love or even just a date.
Stupid.
I don't think they were ever true. I think they were a media creation because, frankly, it's been
Imagine the first generation of gamers ever. If those people weren't able to like get a date, gamers as a niche group of people, they would just, I'm not saying they would die out, but you wouldn't have these like family traditions of like some games being, I don't know, passed from like parents to kids. You wouldn't have these like, gaming families that like enjoy gaming together or whatever. Like, it just doesn't work like that.
long time since the nerds inherited the earth. And that's all for today. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. So click the subscribe button and don't forget to enable all notifications. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero, and we'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.
It's those were really good videos. I really wanted to watch this series with you guys because I think it's, I don't know, like, I mean, it definitely makes us feel better about ourselves, but it was also really true. So, what is this? This is a FF14 in a nutshell 4.0. I actually don't know the other versions, but we're not gonna go back and like take a look at all of them. I just wanted to take a look at this one. I don't know what it is. Maybe at some point in time we will go back and rewatch these, but I just kind of wanted to see this particular one.
Final Fantasy as much, and as some of you might know, I'm quite burnt out in between this content patch. I still want to put out FF content for you guys to watch. I hope you don't mind me uploading Lost Ark or maybe even other things when we are in content droughts. Here's a video I didn't finish a couple months ago that I decided to finish and upload recently.
What?
Come look at my apartment.
Alright.
What the hell?
Oh, she probably gives crazy neckage.
Yeah, she probably got some nice big bosoms. Oh my god. No way, we're all dead, huh? She's sucking her souls out, bro.
Okay.
Forgot
Oh my god, you got slurped up. Use real.
I don't have real.
Oh god.
Oh, is this like a series of events, like random stuff that happen in game? That's so awesome.
Oh. Finally two people that know what the fuck to do when they get...
There's a stack marker on me, please get on it. Please! Oh my...
Move, you fucking apes! You stupid fucks! Stop! Yo, why does it make us run the fucking Mario Kart Rainbow Road, bro?
I haven't done this dungeon in such a long time. Holy shit.
Okay.
This is jokes, bro.
What is that? How do you get through? What? Is that like a snow surface that you get to use for like this? What? I don't even know what that is. I want that. Like now. What?
This direction. I'm stuck.
Oh, these are so hard to climb onto.
Hate these, bro. Holy shit, I got fucking stuck on every single one. I fucking hate it here.
What is that?
That's Titan.
What?
Oh, it's a Blaubus.
What? It's a caustic Gribolofo.
Oh,
what?
shit.
Man. Oh, I'm dead. You were all three dead. What do you want me to keep fighting it? Last time I did.
Oh god, the first time in this dungeon.
Yeah, last time you fucking let you do it and you died.
You ain't let me do shit, dog. Know who I am? I'm fucking Aardbart. Right.
Oh my god, Clemency just killed me for 20k.
Bro,
Limit break or something, please kill this shit. Oh, man.
Shit.
Bye, Michael. I can't believe.
Dick bag!
You're an idiot, honestly.
What is this?
Is this Through the Fire and the Flames by Dragon Force? How are they running around like that? Yo, what the fuck? Yo, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, what is that?
It's gotta be cheating.
I've never seen that. What in the world was that? That was a really bad pull.
Dude.
Yeah, it's the throw emote, but like they were standing on a snow surface that allows you to like throw snowballs. Like when you throw something, like when there's no snow, obviously there's no snow. But like I didn't know you can have like snow inside and like use it to like throw actual snowballs.
Why does that always happen with healers?
No, please, I want to die. I can't even see.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh no! Everyone's just dead.
Fucking rezzed into the barrier. Please!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this makes me feel like I have to start recording my gameplay when I play off stream. Oh, I probably should. That was a good one. Subscriber, don't. I definitely should. That was a good video. At one point, I'll go back and I'll rewatch the other ones as well. Thanks for sharing. I don't know if you guys posted this on Discord or not, but I don't know where I found it. What is this? Me Healing and Savage. Optional Farmer always has the best ones. Oh, it's a bird? Oh god. Feels bad. What is this? We'll watch this later if we have time. Final Fantasy XIV Tour Guide. What?
Welcome everyone to the Temple of the Fist. I will be your tour guide today. Are they trying to get us to follow them? I think.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh, it's like when someone's jumping and like trying to show me directions. Oh, that was a good one. Oh. That was funny. Let me see. What do I want to see? Okay, Sprouts and Labyrinth of the Ancients. I kind of like catching up to his memes.
Let's go.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, that's funny. What's this? Oh, this is this is the one that I want to watch. This is by Popo. FF14 is a horror game. Like I really like his edits, and the last one that we saw last week was the one from the WoW plagiarism. It's also a very good video. You should definitely watch it if you haven't. But this one I think is a really good one. A lot of people has already seen it, and I've been looking forward to it. But I was waiting for you guys so we can watch it together.
Rated I for Ishikawa.
Come and play with us.
Oh god.
Long live Lord War3.
Oh my god, the amount of effort it takes to like go through all of these cutscenes and like take out the most disturbing ones. Okay, there's a lot of disturbing ones, but you know, still, wow, what a great idea. What a good edit.
No one leaves. Not you or anyone else.
Oh shit. Oh no. Not again. If I don't see the final boss of the anti-tower in this video, it's a missed opportunity. Oh god.
Meal is made out of sin eater. No, it can't be. This is wrong. It's wrong.
Oh my god, if this wasn't one of the most disturbing cutscenes, I don't know what was. Oh, still gives me the creeps. My god. Oh, the boob! Oh, this never gets old! Oh. Okay, that one I kind of did enjoy. He earned it.
Why? Why did you imprison us?
It was disgusting though.
Such bliss. Why have you come? All you had to do was wait. I would have delivered to you your ends.
Oh god. Not her.
The people are crying.
They're very good at creating these these emotes of like hysterical, maniacal laughter.
Cried out for salvation. Their earnest pleas, one might even call them prayers, a supplication united for the Empire to reclaim her former glory.
Life is an anomaly. It is unnatural and cannot continue.
And so their will did manifest, channeled through the corpse of none other than Emperor Varus himself.
No one alive loves him more than I!
Oh no! Oh no 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 no! Oh no, I hate this one. Oh, this one too!
And extinguish now.
My god, it is a horror game. Oh no!
And lo, the Savior was born, the embodiment of the Garlean spirit, their anima.
We die in pain. We die in suffering.
Thanks.
Who are you to live? Who are you to hope?
No, 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 no! I hate this cutscene.
Not afraid.
Oh my god, I hate all of this and I love it. How is that even possible?
You approach the bounds of my ultimatum, where emotions dictate reality, where resignation and acceptance unite to embrace the end.
We will not suffer alone. All will know our pain.
Oh gosh. This was eye-opening. It's so disturbing. No, I'm done. I'm done. Oh god. Oh, I hate these reality checks, and I love them. What a good video. Oh, I'm surprised that it doesn't even have more views. I hope it gains some traction as well. Oh jeez, that was a really good one. Let me see. This is from Misshapen Share. White Mage Conspiracy. Have you guys seen this video? I don't know what this is. Not really proficient at White Mage. I only just started leveling it, so I don't know if this video is requiring me to have previous knowledge. But let's go for it. Yeah, he was Edda, and like there's that creepy doll from the Anti-Tower, the one that that gets well, first it starts as like tiny little dolls, and then it becomes the big one. I thought I was gonna see that one for sure, but I guess people have forgotten about it already. Not us who do the duty roulette and face that girl at like 4 in the morning. It is not pleasant.
Greetings, travelers. Leveling in Final Fantasy XIV is something I don't really talk about very much. At this point, I don't level a whole lot anymore, so it can be hard for me to relate to everyone after sinking 1 billion hours into this game. Despite my lack of direct leveling in recent history, there are some things I do start to wonder about when it comes to the leveling journey and what jobs people end up playing. If you are a new player going into Final Fantasy XIV and you want to play a healer in an MMORPG for some godforsaken reason, either because of previous experience from other games or you simply enjoy the concept of not having to do damage only for that dream to
See, for me, there was like a huge difference between tanking as a Sprout and healing as a Sprout. I decided to tank thinking that, how bad can it really be? Like, you need to use your cooldowns and everything, and you're pretty much responsible for yourself. You kind of are the person who everyone is kind of looking at and waiting for them to fail, but at the same time, I would have been mortified to start a new game and start healing. I've never healed in my life. I hadn't tanked in my life before Final Fantasy either. But like, for some reason, these two are not the same thing for me.
immediately shattered. Starting a new character in Final Fantasy XIV and wanting to heal gives you a plethora of options. Just kidding. You don't have a choice. You're going to play Conjurer. Obviously, this is still a remnant from the class system, but Conjurer turns into White Mage at level 30 after doing the appropriate job quest. So yes, you're playing White Mage. A common sentiment that you'll hear repeated over and over among players is that White Mage is the easiest and most straightforward healer in the game. So easy, in fact, that my mother, who doesn't play any video games, could probably play it. Look, she doesn't really understand my hobby, but tries to understand it anyways. Thanks, Mom. But I don't think someone who has never moved a character in a video game before would be able to pull it off. But of course, all of this really makes me wonder if it's actually that much easier than the other healers. Talking about White Mage is already the hottest take in Final Fantasy XIV because seemingly no matter what happens to the job, its play rate is always sky high. It's so fucking high that they...
Well, everyone starts with White Mage, right? I don't know, well, not everyone starts as White Mage. You can pick up any healer later on, but if you want to pick your first character, not first character, first job, and you want it to be a healer, if you do pick White Mage, you're kind of inclined to stick to it, I guess, once you kind of learn the ropes and realize that it's not really that bad. So, I don't know. Like, I don't see anyone leveling something else, and then I don't know, wanting to level a healer and then choosing to go from a healer that starts at level 1. Normally people will be like, okay, I don't want to start at level 1 now, I will start at like level 30 or I don't know, now level 70 as Sage or whatever. I'm not saying it's a good decision, but sometimes if people don't want to level all their jobs to like max level, I guess that's what happens, I don't know.
Could make it so that every time you cast a spell, it would kill an orphan, and people would still play this job. Which brings me to my question. Why do so many people play this healer, especially among casuals? Well, I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory that I'm sure you all want to know. It's literally because White Mage is the only healer that you can play when you first start playing the game. This is one of the classic, you can know the numbers, as in how many people play White Mage, but understanding the numbers is a different thing entirely. So obviously, I'm going to need to bring the other three healers into my conspiracy theory equation, and why I think most people fit into them from a casual perspective. Scholar is a job that you can only unlock after leveling a DPS class for 30 levels. It's not straightforward. It's not something that most new players are going to do unless they are hell-bent on being a scholar player. I guess you're just really into books, or fairies, or both. Because there is not a chance in hell that someone would start up the game with no prior information, want to play a healer, and choose Arcanist because they thought it would turn into a healing job, it doesn't even make sense when I told you that, right?
It doesn't even say it. Like, I didn't even know it. I went through the entirety of the MSQ and I didn't even know I could get like a bonus job pretty much if I play it.
But not only that, trying to play a shield healer after you played a regen healer is harder in trash pulls if you're not used to having to press a few buttons every now and again. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself with that one. Even if you want to play the other healers because that is your goal, you would probably want to play the job archetype that you plan on playing at first and go unlock a different job later. Like, if I wanted to play Dancer, wouldn't I want to start the game as a physical ranged first and then switch to Dancer later? It seems like that's what most people want and what most people try to do. Scholar ends up being off the table partly for that reason as well, but your next choice would be Astrologian. Back when the game devs didn't realize that putting the unlock for a job behind getting to the first quest of the first expansion means that most players are going to have to level down like 30 levels to unlock it. And for most people who don't want to level more than one job to max, that's pretty fucking shitty.
It
yes,
is.
I am totally going to sidetrack the entire story adventure that I'm supposed to be very into right now, just to unlock a different healer, which you'd only really consider at that point if you really want to play Astro, or if you already hate White Mage. Which brings us to now, Sage. Sage is the only healer that if you want to play it, you can start the game as a healer, level to level 70, and unlock it without losing any of your leveling progress.
This particular thing that you can do makes me not trust sages, because it's just so easy to like unlock it and start off as a new healer with no experience whatsoever. And Sage does not seem as self-explanatory as some of the other healers. So normally when I queue in with Sage, like if I tag, I'm being so very careful.
For your amazing MSQ first time experience and never have to change your role archetype. This alone is going to be massive for why these two healers are going to be ahead in terms of popularity, pretty much regardless of how they play. That, and the fact that Sage is new and shiny, even though Scholar and Sage are incredibly similar. But unlocking Scholar isn't super common for reasons that I discussed earlier. Astro, while not as bad, will still lose a massive chunk of people to being impossible to unlock without leveling down at all. The only Heavensward job that seemed to defy this trope was Dark Knight. But with another edgy class introduced into the game that new players don't have to level down for, I do think that might end up contributing to Dark Knight losing interest over time, but time will tell. That's another conspiracy theory for a different day. My biggest point here is that the game funnels you into playing White Mage first, and it's not going to encourage you to even consider other options until Sage was introduced. Speaking of Sage specifically, shield healing. A sacred art that some old Astro players will continually mourn the loss of Nocturnal Sect for. I will concede that it is merely a difference of opinion, but it is easier to get value out of regens and trash pulls when compared to shields. Not that any of these jobs have to expend more than a single ounce of energy to keep tanks alive, but pressing the regen button and stunning all the enemies with Holy is pretty goddamn straightforward and easy. Thus, I will still insist that White Mage is the most casual friendly healer for this reason alone.
That is such an OP thing to be able to do, right?
Even though most casuals don't even have Holy on the bar. Just comparatively, you probably have to press 5 or maybe even 6 buttons on a shield healer to get through a trash pull. And while I'm still being belittling about it, it is technically more complicated since you have to press more buttons. But the other reason why it's a little bit different is because you want to constantly weave heals, which is not a skill that White Mage really teaches you. Instead, White Mage teaches you how to GCD heal, a skill that is still important to have, contrary to popular belief, but it's not as easy to use that skill set on other healers. Weaving itself is a much more transferable skill between the other 3 healers. Also on the topic of weaving and pressing more buttons, it also reminds me of hearing this phrase that White Mage has lots of panic buttons.
I love how his videos are like guides, like wrapped up in something that isn't really a guide. When you click on it, you don't expect it at all, but you do learn things.
Yeah? Like what? Benediction? Have you ever seen how many fucking panic buttons Astro has? It has so many panic buttons that I've run out of hotbar space to put all of them. Please make Crown Draw and Crown Play one button, I'm fucking begging you. What about all the instant cast weaving tools on all the other healers? Don't those count for anything? I think it is way easier to spot heal on literally any other healer than White Mage in most circumstances, and in that way, I think White Mage is much harder to play. I don't think the other healers are that bad, I say to myself as I drift my card draw into next expansion.
I mean, I started with Astro, and so far I'm having an okay time. I don't like healing, but I don't see how it's hard.
But if you swap off of your main for 2 seconds and immediately encounter resistance, everyone's going to switch back to comfort. Which is the real reason why White Mage is perceived as easy. Not because it has less buttons, not because it has regens, not because it's straightforward, it's because it's the healer that most players have already put the most time into. Because you didn't get a choice when you first made your character. And being aware of what your healing tools are
Short.
and using them is the most important thing to be successful on healer. Astrologen has higher healing output unless you're mashing Cure 3, in which case my condolences for your already pitiful MP economy. But even though it's the best healer in trash pulls that doesn't wield an axe, White Mage ends up just being a healer that doesn't need to weave and needs to use GCD heals instead, which means it can be a little slower paced but not necessarily easier to execute than other healers. I really do think
it's just about how easy of a choice it is. Like the thing that he talked about at the beginning of the video. It is the default, and I don't know. I think that people just kind of don't like going out of their way to do other things after that.
players into
Kind of a
playing
pity.
one specific job of an archetype that rewards you for being familiar with your cooldowns is why White Mage is always going to be popular among casuals. It is a feature of the game design. I would be kind of curious how many people have a White Mage at max level and no other job in the game. Too bad that I'm not going to look at the numbers. Now let's get into all of my opinions into the garbage where they belong.
Oh gosh. That's a good video though. It makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, I started leveling my White Mage as my first healer. I got to level, like what? I think I'm like level 12 and I got bored. So I decided to try another one, but I don't think many people do that. I had a lot of external encouragement to try something other than White Mage as well. If White Mage is boring to me, which maybe not everyone has. You know, someone who's going to be like, "Oh, you'll be fine. You can do this." You know, I was encouraged to try Sage, but I think I know better than that as someone who has not ever healed before. So I'm sticking with Astro, and I'm actually kind of okay with it. I like how there are I like how busy it is, like how you can do other things and kind of help the group in some other way apart from the healing. I really enjoy that. So I don't know, like I like it as my first pick, to be honest. What's this? Listen to Final Fantasy XIV music in public. Oh, I want to pause it. What?
Hey man, what are you listening to?
Oh, it's nothing, man. Don't worry about it. It's nothing cool. It's
Oh come, I'm not gonna judge you. Don't worry. What are you playing? Come on, let me know.
I'm listening to Eminem.
Yo, Eminem, yo, blast that right now. I want to hear it. I love his music.
Nope, I was lying. Sorry, I was listening to K-pop.
K-pop? Which group?
BTS.
Yo, BTS, I love that shit.
Oh god.
The song A, Jungkook. Play it right now. I want to hear it.
Alright, never mind. Sorry. The truth is, I'm actually listening to La He.
La He?
What? Oh, love at first sight. Oh god. And then people say you can't meet people in Final Fantasy and live happily ever after, right? Okay, I want to see what else I wanna watch. Okay, some of these we skipped over. Oh, this is the one that I wanted to watch today for sure. White Mage, PG's music in public. Okay, this is the one that we're gonna watch next. And I will be right back. I just need to run to the bathroom real quick, and we'll continue. take a look at the chat as well. Sorry guys if I missed any of the messages. Let's see. Healers also have a healing complex or the wish to have the option to unless the other died by their hand. Yeah, I'm not yet at that stage. I'm still the the new healer who is always just desperately trying to save people, and they die by my hand purely because I didn't heal them in time. But but that's a story for another day. Yeah, I mean, White Mage is. I guess I don't know. Maybe this is purposeful, because if you're starting off as a White Mage, chances are you're gonna have a less stressful time as a new healer. So I get that, and maybe they wanted over time to introduce like the more complex healers to give people more choice, and maybe they are not accessible at like level 1 for a good reason, because I don't know, healing I guess is a little bit different than than DPS and tanks in that sort of way, because like I thought that you couldn't jump into into Final Fantasy as someone who's never tanked before, but I was wrong. But with healers, I don't know. Like I still think that it's a little bit different. Like you have to have like a specific mindset, at least, if not experience for healers. I don't have the experience, and I definitely do not have a mindset just yet. So so there's that. This is the what is this? Why refugees in Final Fantasy XIV? I don't think I saw this video. This was actually published fairly recently, but we're gonna watch it. If the sound is okay.
Discontent throughout the many worlds has led a mass of refugees to the gates of the Eorzean. Reports that each of the major cities have shown there are crowds of refugees.
Oh god. Oh, considering like what's happening in the world right now, this is either a very bad or a very good time for this kind of video. I'm leaning towards very bad. You know, like I don't know, like a lot of people will take this the wrong way.
Conspiracies claim it's all a lie. Monstrous leaders distorting
What are the syndicate's opinions on this matter?
They are willing to work. I see no reason.
Oh god.
That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a
Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the calamity. I share your concern, but people can be a resource still more precious than you.
Given its urgency.
Like if they're willing to work, in my mind I'm hearing like, oh, if they're willing to queue dungeons as like tanks and healers that we're in desperate need of, sure, why not?
I move we forego further debate and call a vote to accept the refugees or not.
Coming to you live, this is News Chapter 14. Here you see the wall in its completion, following the deliberations of the leaders of the grand companies. Quoting the elder seeds here, let's make Eorzea great again. Now, back to you.
And now for the next segment. Reports are trickling in exposing unsettling disputes amongst local citizens and refugees. Now, from Gridania, reporter Nyantia, could you shed some light on these developments? Here we are in Gridania with Elder Willikers, who is unhappy with his free company being displaced by the influx of refugees. Could you tell us how your free company is being affected by all the refugees?
They took our jobs!
Oh god.
To elaborate,
these days we can't even get into the raid with all these whippersnappers taking our jobs. White Mage, taken. Dragoon, taken. Gunbreaker, taken. Get these Goran kids off my lawn. They took our jobs.
Listen, I'm the...
I can totally see this being a case. I mean, a lot of FCs were and still are so welcoming towards new players, but I get how it's I don't know, how it's upsetting when you're like older player. Should I say older player or veteran? Like which one is less weird? Anyway, like when you're used to playing something, but there's like a new person who you really want to get into Final Fantasy raiding or whatever, and they have this one job that they leveled and nothing else. Like this was me when I started FF. Like I was a tank, and there were probably many people who were better tanks than myself when I started, but everyone was trying really hard to endure my pitiful tanking because that is all I had. And until you level other jobs, it's just something that as a friend or an FC member, you just kind of have to endure.
Baroness, I own the auction house in Azeroth. I could buy 5 Brutos. But what good is all that gold if I can't even buy a flippin' house of my own? And lo and behold, I can't even do that here. I check the bloody listings every hour, every day, but these wankers won't get off my land.
What do you mean, how am I adjusting? I love it here. Bullies hating on a little furry chase me right out of the horde. In Rosia, however, everyone's nice. Everywhere I go, people always petting me.
Aww. Well, Para.
Disputes have spiked amongst refugees and locals due to complications in communication.
Have you run your roulettes today?
Bruh, I went to the Golden Casino, but I didn't see any roulette tables.
What about savage raids?
Yeah, I did like one raid and it was savage. It was like some AFK diva or something.
Oh gosh.
Shiva? That's an extreme trial.
Yeah, it was. It's like extreme. Like, where's the mythics?
Oh gosh.
My, you're a tall one. I like your mark.
What did you just say?
I'm just saying, like, you know, your outfit? Speaking of which, where can I find the Mogger?
The Moogles?
You know, where I can change my outfit.
Oh, you mean you want a glam?
No. Just something humble for
Oh god, I'm still the little gnome sometimes.
now will suffice.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about the Q-type level?
It's over 9,000.
Sadness. Oh. These Machinima are the funniest when everything about them is true, and you know, can you name one thing about this one that wasn't true? I can't. It's a very good one. Alright, let's see what else we have. Later. Let me see, which one did I wanna watch? Oh, this is a fun one. This is not a gaming video, but it's one of those just one of those insightful videos that I sometimes tend to watch, and that I think are useful for us. So don't mind me if I throw them in from time to time. This one is from Psych2Go. It's 6 times you're being manipulated and you don't even realize it. Like I think it's a useful one for all of you good souls out there who love being helpful and don't even realize that they're being stepped on. Often happens to me, so not a very good soul, just naive to a fault. But no, let's watch it and learn something.
Manipulation can be an extremely complicated, confusing, and emotionally taxing experience. Relationships with
I just love how they're all little sprouts. It's just, I don't know, I'm so biased, but I don't love them.
manipulators may have their highs and lows, along with subtle tactics, which can make it so you don't notice what they're doing. To better look into what manipulation may look like, here are 6 signs you're being manipulated. Number 1, you feel like everything is your fault all the time. When you are being manipulated, it's common for the manipulator to make themselves in the right all the time. In the workplace, they may downplay your intelligence or experience.
If you're somewhat like bad at communicating your wants and needs, sometimes this can be such a toxic situation for you to be in, where you will recognize that you're being manipulated and you will recognize that you're, I don't know, getting a bad deal or that you're just in somewhat of a bad situation, but due to the lack of your, maybe, I don't know, conversation skills, or maybe the lack of desire to get into an argument or a debate, or I don't know, like if you're just not like pushy and not fighting enough for your own I don't know, rights and needs, sometimes you just kind of let it go and let the other person have it their own way, and it just makes things even worse.
To make you feel that you're always making mistakes. In relationships, they may justify their actions by twisting facts and words to make themselves seem superior. Additionally, they may use a tactic called triangulation to bring another person into a conflict to take their side. No matter what,
that sucks.
It seems like you are never right in any matter, and you always feel at fault for what happens. Number 2, you constantly feel judged. It's common to feel judged all the time by your manipulator. This can make it seem like every action is constantly scrutinized, no matter how big or small. You may notice that they either never offer constructive criticism, or they do so in a patronizing manner. They always make it seem like they know better, and that you have to work to get on their level.
What sucks is that this quickly grows into you feeling dependent on their opinion as well. And once you start depending on someone's toxic opinion and basically the ways they get to manipulate you, it just turns into such a bad relationship.
Number 3, you're guilt-tripped into decisions. Manipulators have a tendency to make themselves the victim in every situation. You may notice that you're always doing things for them out of guilt, even if it makes you uncomfortable. If you fight back, they may retaliate by saying they can't control their behaviors because of some circumstance beyond their control. Even if what they're doing would be considered objectively wrong, they always have a reason to justify themselves in doing it. Number 4, you doubt your reality. Gaslighting is another common tactic that manipulators use, where they will make you question your sanity. You may find that it's hard to trust your own judgment because your manipulator always convinces you that you're wrong in how you think.
Oh my god, this sucks so much, especially when there's someone who's really close to you and they're taking advantage of that intimacy that you have to make you feel or think a certain way. It's just, I hate these people so much. Like, this is, I don't know, like, I'm usually the kind of person who just falls into these traps. I had a relationship like this when I was like, I don't know, 15 or 16, and unfortunately I've never been the same since because these things were like my daily norm, and I was definitely too young to recognize these things. But it's just it just sucks, Parents, look after your kids, because if they find someone like this at an early age, it really does damage.
Feel and experience the world. Any feeling you have is somehow irrational or incorrect for the situation. Manipulators will make you feel like you're making up situations or are misremembering events. It's common for victims of gaslighting to question
You go crazy.
if they have a mental health condition. Number 5, you're constantly compared to others. Another tactic manipulators will use against you is making you feel inferior to others. Your manipulator will always make you feel like you're falling short of expectations and that other people are doing better. The goal is to make you compete with others to win their approval. You feel like you have to continually one-up.
This is not something that is common just for like relationships between partners. Unfortunately, sometimes you can have these things within families as well, like between like parents and kids. Sometimes a parent, unfortunately, will be this person who drives you to the state, who does these things, and that's such a bad.
Another person, but it's never enough. And number 6, you're love bombed and punished. Manipulators have their way of keeping you coming back to them. In relationships especially,
What they do is they will make you feel like they can love you like no other, and they make you feel and think that no matter what you do, that you won't be able to find anyone else whatsoever like them. And it's such a toxic state to be in, to believe that like you lucked out on them, that they are your like lottery, your salvation or something like that, and being terrified of leaving them because they make you feel like the way you are, you will never kind of luck out on anyone else like you lucked out on them. But you don't see past that, and you don't realize that you're not lucky at all.
You may find that they will love bomb you for a period of time in which everything in your relationship seems great. They give you attention, gifts, and will speak highly of you to other people. While this may seem positive at the time, in reality, it's to gain your trust. You might find that after this period ends, they resort to punishing you. They may use tactics like the silent treatment, making fun of you, or any of the other tactics listed in this video. This cycle tends to repeat, keeping you stuck in it. Did you relate to any of these signs?
Oh god.
While manipulation can sometimes be hard.
For me, this video is massive PTSD. I don't know about you guys. Like, I don't know if you ever faced this kind of thing, but oh my gosh.
Detect, it's important to recognize it. Manipulation can have huge effects on your mental health and overall well-being. Finding ways to establish
I'm still
boundaries
fixing
while
myself.
knowing when to walk away can have massive impacts on your life. If you found this video helpful, like and share it with friends that might find insight in this too. Remember to subscribe to Psych2Go and hit the notification bell for more content.
Yeah, this is just like dating Xenos, isn't it? Oh god. Yeah, Hildebrand would definitely never ever do this.
All the sources used are added in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Aww. That was a good one. I hope these videos are useful for you too. Like, I know that you don't expect them, and you know, sometimes, I don't know, it's not something that you necessarily find relatable, but I really enjoyed them. What is this? No content, blame yourself. What is this for? I don't often watch quasi shorts, but I won't start.
Era says, I've been trying Xerath Mortis and got burned out in like a day. It's your fault. You know why it's your fault? You spent too much time playing the game. The game is meant to be time-gated. Sure, you play like 6 hours in a row of Xerath Mortis. Obviously, you will burn out. It's meant to be a slow-burning game. That's why we time-gate the content, right? You can only
just subscribe for like 6 months and you'll have just enough content.
play like 30 minutes a day and then it will last longer. That's how it's supposed to be. When you say we don't have enough content in World of Fruit Bowls, that's just your fault. You play the game too fast. That's not my fault.
Yeah, don't ever be passionate about your games. Who knows what may happen. Okay, okay, this is the one that I've been wanting to watch. This is about oh no, this is Final Fantasy XVI. It is okay. We're gonna watch this one next week. I think we're not gonna watch it right now, because I'm still missing some context when it comes to that. This is no, this is the one that to see. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is another one of Quasi's shorts. But I've been really liking his newer content that he's been making with his wife. It's so wholesome.
When you want to watch some funny TVCs, then we get some FF14 job classes.
What is that?
Okay, so basically, right, in FF14 there are many jobs. Like you can specialize into different classes.
Oh, money or not?
All of them can get money.
What's the highest job grade?
They're all the same job grade. They're all equivalent.
Why is this kind of thing one?
It's not like a society job. It's like a specialization. It's like I'm an engineer and you are a doctor. That's what it means. Jobs. Yes.
But there's senior engineer and there's junior engineer.
Yeah, those are... Okay, so in the game, there's something called passes.
What is passes? Like play basketball?
No, like... Basically, depending on how well you perform, they'll rank you on a bell curve. From 0 to 100 percentile. And that's where you differentiate whether you are high grade or low grade.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Why are you asking the right question?
Is that like parse?
Maybe you have talent for this game.
Oh, that's fun. Joseph, welcome to the Cub Club. Welcome to the channel and thank you for your support. I hope you're having a good time with us. Okay, which one do we want to watch? Do we want to watch the WoW Flame, or do we want to watch something that will actually be useful for us? Now we have like 2 Final Fantasy videos and 2 of the ones that I picked so that we we can grow together as people. I will be right back. Okay, sorry for leaving you guys from time to time. I have to occasionally check in on my kiddo as well, because he's been at his dad's, so I had to go and check to see if anyone's called me, because he's been also recovering from his bug, and hopefully it's nothing serious. But I am trying to stay up to date with what's happening. He's coming over. Well, he's coming back home home tomorrow. But I've been kind of a little bit anxious when it comes to that, because I just I don't know, like I'm having a hard time like not being around him when he's not really feeling good. This is actually not from Psych to Go as you're used to. This is from Social Psychology Masters. This is another really good channel when it comes to just kind of personal development, growth or whatever. And some videos are super relatable. And I just kind of, from time to time, I just pick the fun ones or something that will be useful or relatable to you guys that we can learn from together. So more often than not, I will from time to time watch something that is not related to gaming, but I hope you guys enjoy that. Like, I've been trying to do something different as well, and maybe something that benefits us and kind of, brightens the mood, even though cheating, is, is not something that necessarily brightens the mood, but let's possibly do it anyway.
The science of cheating. Cheating on your significant other is taboo in almost all cultures. Yet, it happens all the time. People have been cheating on their partners since the beginning of time. But what causes someone to cheat on their partner?
The thing about cheating per se is that I don't know, like I've been thinking about this for a very long time, and I'm starting to think that humans are maybe not really destined to be with like just one person their whole life. For example, like the way penguins are or whatever. I don't think humans necessarily are destined to make partners for life in that sort of way. A lot of people do, don't get me wrong, but I think this is one of the reasons why divorce is common, apart from obviously the modern day issues like, I don't know, arguing about the kids or the money or whatever, and just like overall everyday stuff that we have to face. But I don't know, like I think it's in human nature to like have those wandering eyes from time to time, but also it can be prevented by just making sure that like you try and make your significant other just fall in love with you every single day, and never have a reason to just feel like they have to look anywhere else. Some people will never do that. Some people by default will never cheat or never look at anyone else. But mostly people who have ego a little bit on the higher end, they will expect to, like subconsciously at least, they will expect to always get the best for themselves, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time when it comes to cheating, it can sometimes really suck. Pod Gaming Fun, welcome back! How are you doing? What's up?
Why do people cheat? What is the science and the psychological motivation behind this destructive behavior? What do the numbers say? Science has been able to answer some of these questions, and the results might shock you. In this video, we are going to show you the complete science behind cheating and the top 7 reasons why people do it. We will explain everything to you based on statistics and recent studies about cheating.
I try to pick those channels very carefully that we watch and react to, because I don't want any sort of like drama channels or channels that don't really have credible sources or anything like that. So Psych2Go and these are definitely something that you can subscribe to, because they have their sources listed for their research and stuff like that. So I trust them.
Welcome to a new video from the Social Psychology Masters YouTube channel. If you're new here, subscribe for more social psychology videos. Let's start. The psychological motivation behind cheating. According to science, the most common reason why people cheat is that they're looking for something that they're not getting from their current relationship. This can be anything from excitement and adventure to passion and love. When someone is not getting what they need from their current relationship...
Oh my god, it's so easy to misinterpret the the routine and the stability of your relationship for you not getting enough attention from your partner. Sometimes it's not misinterpretation. Sometimes they work together. Like sometimes you will get into a routine with your partner and you will stop paying as much attention to one another, and someone will suddenly, I don't know, show up who wants to give you all the attention, and that is like extremely tempting, and just it can be so damaging in that relationship. Conversations definitely help when it comes to that. I know that people don't usually want to talk about this, but I mean, I'm the kind of person who doesn't have any filters whatsoever. And if I was in this situation, I'd be like, hey, listen, our relationship isn't really going well. And, you know, I don't think I would be capable of holding this secret for like a very long time. I'd much rather be like, okay, you know, maybe there is someone or whatever who's been approaching me and whatnot, and I've been feeling this way or that way. Maybe I've been feeling like there's something lacking in our relationship that I've been, I don't know, tempted by or whatever. I know that not many partners can accept that truth, that someone is getting tempted by something else. Or someone else that can offer something to their partner that they're not offering at the moment. But for some people, that can be a wake-up call. They can be like, oh shit, you know, maybe I haven't been doing this or that. Let's try and make this work. Honesty is definitely the best. Even though sometimes that truth will hurt, I think it's still better to be like, okay, you know, this person has been, you know, trying to offer me this or whatever. I want this, but I don't necessarily want it from them. Let's see if we can have this in our relationship. You know, like it's very hurtful to hear that, but it's probably better than just like, I don't know, cheating away. And it depends on the person. Depends on whether or not the relationship is beyond salvation or not.
They may turn to cheating to fill that void. However, there are also other factors that can contribute to someone's decision to cheat. For example, some people may cheat because they feel neglected or unimportant in their relationship. Others may cheat because they are looking for a physical connection that they are not getting from their partner.
Oh man, it's usually both, I think.
A study published in the Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy in December 2020 investigated the reasons why people cheat. Researchers found 8 motivations for cheating: anger, self-esteem, lack of love, low commitment, need for variety, neglect, sexual desire, and circumstance. Of course, few
all of
have
them.
Just one part, and cheating is likely brought on by some combination of these incentives. What do the numbers say? The overall numbers on cheating are alarming.
I don't think this video is necessarily made to justify the decisions behind cheating. It's definitely wrong, but at the same time, I think that humans as humans are not genetically predestined to be with just one person, regardless of how that person treats them. I think that these things that they just mentioned do contribute towards, you know, our genetic code being flushed out and being like, okay, like humans are made in a way that they're always trying to look for something better for themselves, and they're not, I don't know, they're not going to stick around with their partners no matter what. And I think that's just important to realize.
Alarmingly high. Some websites have published unverified numbers claiming that about 40% of unmarried relationships and 25% of marriages see at least one incident of infidelity. Another estimate from the Journal of Marriage and Divorce concludes that a mind-blowing 70% of married Americans cheat at least once in their marriage.
Holy shit.
More reliable numbers from the U.S. General Social Survey point to lower statistics for infidelity, but they are still worrisomely high. According to...
That's the thing that I was talking about. I honestly believe that it is not in human nature to be with one partner. And to combat that, you have to actively try every day, and you can't rely on your partner being loyal to you just because they sign a stupid piece of paper or something like that. You actually have to wake up every day with a conscious effort to be the best for that partner, right?
The general social survey, 20% of
Like,
men
fight your
cheat compared
genes.
to
Fight the way
13%
you
of
are.
women. According to the LA Intelligence Detective Agency, the numbers are somewhat higher. According to them, 30 to 60% of married couples will cheat at least once during their marriage. 74% of men and 68% of women admit they would cheat. If it was guaranteed, they would never get caught.
Holy shit.
60%
See?
of affairs start with close friends or coworkers. An average affair lasts 2 years. 69% of marriages break up as a result of an affair being discovered.
Oh god.
This is not what any of us wanted to hear. But the ugly truth is better than a beautiful lie.
Oh wow.
The ugly truth about cheating. In a recent study, statistics show that 56% of men and 34% of women who commit infidelity rate their marriages as happy or very happy. This makes the reason people cheat a little harder to dissect and comprehend. This means that many people who cheat on their partners do not believe that they are doing anything wrong. In fact, they may feel that their actions are justified.
They're not necessarily not justified, as in they are justified, but cheating is not the way, is what I wanted to say. It's like the way they feel is definitely should be a cause for either one of the two things. You either break apart or you try to work on it. You don't just remain in that same relationship, in that same position, and proceed with the cheating. You do something. In most cases, like from my personal experience at least, if you are capable of feeling anything else for another person while being in a relationship, that relationship has ended long before you ever had those feelings for that new person. And usually, in my experience, those relationships are already beyond repair because you've already spent enough time distancing yourself from your partner to the point where you feel like you can actually love someone else, or not love someone else, be attracted to someone else, or look at someone else in any other way, at least.
Furthermore, many people who cheat do not think that their relationship is in danger of ending.
Jeez.
For some people, cheating is simply a way to add excitement and adventure to their lives. They may feel that their relationship has become too predictable or mundane, and they are looking for a way to shake things up.
I get it, I understand, but how about shaking things up in a different way? Like I don't understand how this crazy large amount of people is able to cheat and still live their lives, because from the moment you cheat, your relationship is practically a lie. And it's probably been a lie, like I said, long before that, because you've already established the grounds for being able to look at someone else. That means that you already have a problem that you haven't been working on. It's like the amount of people who ignore that truth is disturbing.
For others, cheating may be a sign that there are underlying issues in the relationship that need to be addressed. If someone is not getting what they need from their partner, they may turn to cheating to fill that void. The top 7 reasons for cheating, according to science. According to research, when a group of people were asked what their reasons were for cheating on a partner, the following top 7 reasons were given. Number 7. Addiction. Addiction of any kind, like drugs, sex, or even alcohol, is devastating. People who are caught up in addiction are not emotionally available for a relationship of any kind and are unlikely to keep.
I honestly didn't think that this was gonna be on the list. I get it, I understand it, but it's still kind of surprising to me, because like if someone, I don't know, if someone is a smoker or if someone drinks or whatever, you normally those habits would be developed before you enter a relationship with them. Unless that person is like your high school sweetheart who started, drinking late in college or whatever.
Relationship agreements. Oftentimes, their judgment is impaired by the substance of their choice. Again, this does not excuse the behavior, but if you are with someone who has a substance abuse problem and they are not getting help for it, the odds of them breaching an agreement with you are high. The hallmarks of addiction are deceit, dishonesty, and denial. If any of these issues are present in a potential partner or in a relationship that you are currently in, you are more vulnerable to being cheated on or doing the cheating yourself. Number 6.
So is the conclusion of this that, I don't know, smokers cheat more or get cheated on more?
Lack of sexual connection.
Oh, definitely.
Most couples get lazy about sex. Once they figure out how to get each other off and the initial sexual excitement of a new partner passes, most couples get complacent about their intimate life. For sex to be great over time, it takes a willingness to continue to grow and learn. In addition, our needs, fantasies, and the things that turn us on change over time, which is why it's so important for couples to communicate about sex on a regular basis.
Like, it's so good to be with someone who you can actually talk to, not just like out of, like not just while you're not like in intercourse, but like during it as well. Like people underestimate the power of being able to talk to someone in this particular way and not feel awkward about it. Like it's just being able to say exactly what you want at that given moment of time is invaluable. And I think that people who say that, I don't know, they just like staying quiet or whatever, like I get that that is someone's thing, but if they're being quiet during that time, they should definitely put an effort into talking about their feelings and wants and stuff like that out of it. And most people who don't talk during will never talk out of it either, and it just turns into you know.
Without ongoing communication, small sexual desires may slip through the cracks, or you may be too nervous to express something big that you want to try. This can leave one member of a couple more likely to look elsewhere to get their sexual needs met. Sometimes it is easier to ask a stranger to do something kinky, or even just to direct them more explicitly about how and where you would like to.
That's so ridiculous. Like, you choose someone, you marry them, maybe you have kids with them or something, and then you're at a point where you can't communicate with them in that sort of way, and you find it easier to communicate with strangers? Like, how wild is that?
Be touched. Number 5. Fighting unfairly. Conflict in a relationship is inevitable. How this conflict is handled, however, often determines how much damage is done and, ultimately, how long the relationship lasts. People do not want to stick around in a relationship where their partner hits below the belt when conflict arises. Being disrespected, hurt, or verbally abused leaves people vulnerable to acting out against others.
Definitely.
When we get hurt, angry, triggered, or scared, we are most likely to lash out.
I think the initial reason for this is like when you are with someone who, let's say, who fights unfairly, like from the female perspective, your primary goal for reaching out to someone else, not necessarily cheating like in a sexual way or whatever, but like you reach out because you feel the need to be protected, even though maybe they can't directly protect you, but they give you some sort of, I don't know, emotional comfort that that at least for a short amount of time feels like a shield from like the things that happen in your relationship.
Learn to recognize those moments and have the impulse control to stop yourself so you can turn a difficult moment into a productive discussion instead of escalating it. Number 4.
And sometimes when you allow yourself to be the one who fights below the belt and says the bad words, or you know, just kind of offends someone in a way that they shouldn't. Like, if you allow yourself to become that person, you can almost 100% guarantee yourself that you will kill your own feelings for that person as well. Honestly, that happened to me. And that is a big thing to learn from. Like, when you start being mean to someone because you're, I don't know, not satisfied or disappointed or angry or whatever, like the moment you start saying things that you used to think you would never be capable of saying, like those things that come out of your mouth do kill a relationship, because you start believing them and you start seeing that person who you're talking to, you start seeing them as, I don't know, incompetent or lazy or, you know, anything like that. And you are the very reason for killing that relationship because you don't feel those emotions for them anymore. And you get to the point where you yourself will want to move on from that relationship as well because you've successfully killed off the emotions that you had for the person. It just sucks.
Feeling neglected or unimportant in the relationship. If someone feels like their partner is not paying them enough attention, they may start to feel neglected.
That's a big
This
one.
can lead to a feeling of being unimportant in the relationship, and that can be a major catalyst for cheating. Studies have shown that people who feel neglected are far more likely to cheat than those who feel like they are a priority in their partner's life. Feeling important and special is one of the key ingredients in any relationship, and when it's missing, people often look for it elsewhere. Number 3. Boredom in the relationship.
It's kind of similar to the
When a
previous one,
relationship
but
becomes stale and boring, it can be a major reason why someone may cheat. This is often due to a lack of communication or an unwillingness to try new things.
like, to be honest, this is this is kind of, I guess, a practical thing that you can do if you're like facing this kind of thing. Bucket lists are actually a great way to have some sort of like a long-term thing with your partner that you're working on. Like you can have like a bucket list of things that you want to do together, and every time you feel like you're bored or like you want to try something new, you go for, you know, for something that is on that list, and it makes you feel like your life is one of those movies that I don't know, go through these like crazy wild things that they once planned, and like it just makes you feel like you're in a big adventure. I don't know, like at least I found it you know, successful somewhat.
Some people are addicted to the feeling of excitement and adventure that comes with cheating. They may feel like their relationship is too vanilla or too calm, so they turn to affairs as a way to spice things up. Number 2. Revenge cheating. Revenge cheating is when someone cheats on their partner as a way to get back at them for something that they have done. This is often the result of feeling hurt and betrayed. Many people believe that if their partner has cheated on them, then it's okay for them to do the same.
That really sucks because two wrongs definitely don't make a right. It takes an incredible amount of self-control to be hurt and to not get yourself to the point where you will cheat, even if you're hurt. Like even if you break up with someone, let's say, like it takes an amount of self-control to not turn that into revenge. But you still need to remain cool-headed and be like, okay, is this something that I really want? Is this something that will complicate my life further if I do it now? Or whatever. Like, you actually have to be just a little mature when you're hurt and just realize that sometimes these things can leave a mark. Let's say someone really hurts you, or does something bad or whatever, and you either break up or you get into a big fight or something like that, and you cheat with someone who maybe isn't a complete stranger. Well, not cheat. Like if you broke up, then you're not cheating anymore. But what if you complicate things further with that person? Then you're at a point where your head is cool once more, and maybe you want to go back to that person, or maybe you want to, I don't know, try and work it out. But now you have this weird, complicated situation with the person you cheated on that you can't really work through. You can't just like tell them, oh, that was just a one-time thing. I was just angry or whatever, because then you end up hurting that person as well, and look, it just creates a big mess.
This type of cheating is often driven by anger and a need for revenge. In a study of revenge cheating, it was found that the majority of participants who admitted to this type of infidelity felt that their partner deserved it. Number 1. Lack of emotional connection. The most common reason for cheating is that the person is not getting what they need from their current relationship in terms of an emotional
like those things,
connection.
all of them are very
When
similar.
someone does not feel emotionally connected to their partner, they may look for that connection elsewhere. Most people do not realize how important it is to create, maintain, and nurture a connection in a relationship. There will always be temptations, but when a couple feels connected, the odds of acting on those temptations go down significantly. Studies show that only 7% of cheating women and 8% of cheating men cheated due to sexual dissatisfaction alone.
and you'll have most people think that that is the reason. That is like the main reason people cheat. People are. I think we should give ourselves more credit as humans. Like people are deeper than that. You know, if you're, I don't know, if the lack of like sexual connection or whatever is like the only thing, and apart from that you have this perfect relationship, normally your lack of sexual connection will get resolved, because if you have enough of like if you have a strong emotional connection to that person, and if your communication is good enough, you will usually be able to solve these other issues by just talking to them and using that emotional connection to fix the other connection. Usually when you say that, you know, sex is the only issue, you have like other areas of your relationship also falling apart that are actively stopping you from working on those issues, and you just like it's easy to blame everything on sex, right?
The vast majority cheated either because of a lack of emotional connection in the relationship or a combination of a lack of emotional and sexual connection in the relationship. Conclusion. There you have it, a complete guide to the science of cheating.
That was a good video.
While there are many different reasons why someone may cheat on their partner, these are some of the most common ones. It's interesting to see the different reasons that science has been able to identify as contributing factors to why people cheat on their partners. While some of these reasons may be more obvious than others, they all have one common theme. People are looking for something that they're not getting from their current relationship. If you're worried about your partner cheating on you, it's important to be aware of these potential causes and do what you can to prevent them from happening in your own relationship.
Constant effort, that's it.
Relationships take work and require both parties to make an effort to keep things fresh.
It's like one of those things that you keep hearing about. Everyone always says like constant effort, and you're like, yeah, right, I know. But like it is that simple. It is just that simple, and it is that one thing that you need to do. And people take it for granted because they hear those words so much. People are like, oh yeah, I know, but what else? People are looking for some sort of like easy way to like skip over these like constant effort steps, and like I would, well, saying cheat their way to the end game is kind of a wrong thing to say after watching this video, because I don't mean like cheating, but like, I don't know, just like skipping all the hard work and just getting all those results. But there's no skipping on the hard work. Like, you just need to wake up every day and be the best person for your person. That's it. That's all you need to do. Just be the best person for your person. That's it.
And exciting. If you feel like you're falling into a rut, talk to your partner about trying some new things together. It may help reduce the chances of someone cheating. To learn more, check out other videos on this channel and the links in the description. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.
It's a good video.
See you in the next video.
It's definitely a good one. We have a, what is this? This is S Justice. Watching the cinematic. I will take a look at the chat. Just give me 1 second. Starting to get dark. Alright. This is the, okay, since I already saw the Jailer cinematic, I probably shouldn't have, because I wanted to watch it on stream, so I'm not gonna, like, I don't know, watch it with you guys and pretend I haven't seen it, but I wanted to instead watch the S Justice commentary on this. I don't know if you saw the last cinematic from the last Blau raid. Not sure if this is something you're interested in, but the trailer, the cinematic, the cutscene or whatever it is a pure disaster, which makes this so funny.
Yes. My name is S Justice and I'm the lead developer for World of Footballs. We shall waste no time. I will address the matter at hand. Every one of you is pissed off. You watched the Jailer cinematic, the final trailer that concludes the epic long saga that goes back to Warcraft 3. And you guys are pissed. And I'm here to tell you why you're all wrong. What you guys don't actually realize is the Jailer was right all along. I see all these content creators raging at the cinematic, but the truth is, the Jailer was right all along. He was playing 6D chess that your puny minds, that mortal minds cannot comprehend. And that is why when you watch the trailer, you cannot appreciate the genius that is the story writing that went into.
What feels bad is that we, as Final Fantasy players, we're very, very, very much used to that 6D chess being played. But what you get as a reward for finishing a type of content, like either just reaching the end of a storyline or doing something like a trial or whatever, is that you get this sort of massive revelation, explanation for what happened. And that is the very thing that was lacking here. Like, it's fine to play the 6D chess, but come on, just like make an effort, make a 15-minute long cinematic and explain
to the Shadowlands. I, as a New York Times bestsellers for very famous books such as Wrath of the Lychee King, as well as a dummy's guide to becoming a cliche video game storyteller. I have the credentials for storytelling, and let me explain why. Do you remember when I presented to you Water Walker's End and I said there is a bigger bad coming? Do you remember that? Recall what you watched in the trailer. To summarize 3 minutes of the video, it comes down to this. The Jailer is saying that I'm a bad guy who is really trying to be a good guy. But now I did, even bigger bad guy is coming. And you guys were so pissed off with that. But the Jailer...
And it's the end of the freaking expansion. We didn't even get to know our big bad. And like... What?
It's actually a genius and he's correct. And this is the storytelling genius that you guys missed out on. Remember when the Jailer said he's gonna rewrite the rules of reality? Who do you think the real big bad is coming? Did you even bother to guess who's the real big bad that is coming to World of Warcraft?
Never mentioned him.
Bigger bad, the baddest of bad, the ones before the first one, that goes back to even before Warcraft 2. This new big bad. Did you ever stop to think about who would really destroy World of Warcraft? None of you saw it. That's why you're angry. The answer was right in your faces all along, players. Who do you think is coming to destroy World of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft!
Coming to tear down this beautiful franchise? Who is coming to this world to destroy the beautiful Azeroth that you knew? It is none other than Bad Bobby and World of Warcraft Mobile. Because yes, players, come April the 19th, I, as Justice, will be taking the stage to explain to you why you guys have got it all wrong. On April 19th, folks, join me as Justice as I explain to you the next adventure that we are embarking on. This is a saga that goes as far back as Warcraft 2. Even further back than Shadowlands that only goes back as far as Warcraft 3. So this new saga is going to be more epic. It's going to have bigger bats and better bats than the Jailer. Players, I know many of you are disheartened. You see this cinematic and you're so disappointed.
Oh man, like the only reason why I could possibly be excited for mid-April is my son's birthday. This is definitely not one of them.
You were so hyped to go back to 9.2. Only to see this ending. But let me assure you that the next time round, in your next adventure, you will meet another bigger bad, another big baddie, who is really trying to be a goodie. And when you finally kill him in the next expansion, there'll be more big baddies.
Like, why did we kill this guy in the first place, right? He didn't do anything bad.
He's coming. Because players, World of Footballs will never die.
Why are you even fighting him?
Players, do not lose hope. Your latest dose of copium is just around the corner. And in April, I will deliver that in full force. All these content creators laughing at the Jailer cutscene, they will all be clamoring to come back in 10.0. Just you wait and see. So take heart, fellow more walkers.
Easy to come back, you just need to pay.
The Jailer's downfall is only the beginning. Steal your hearts because bigger baddies are out there.
Like, this is not how you end a story. You end a story saga in a way that you have no idea what's gonna happen next and where the story is gonna go next. You don't end the story, but like, you know, throw a rope and be like, but this is the beginning of the new story, you know? Like, there has to be that feeling of like something having ended. And this is just not it.
The ones with true intentions to destroy World of Warcraft. Bad Bobby. He's coming for you.
Oh gosh, this is terrible. Absolutely mind-blowingly terrible. I don't even know what to say. I'm just glad I'm not on that boat anymore. I don't know. Like I'm not even that upset about it. I'm just, you know, I feel saved. And I'm just, you know, like, thank God I didn't even continue making content right now. Did you know that my country got banned from Wowhead? Because apparently we don't have enough people in our country who use Wowhead. So they decided to ban the entirety of Serbia, supposedly, because it's too expensive to maintain the servers. So now I can't even access Wowhead and see what's on the website. Imagine if I was still a content creator and I needed some fact checking or whatever. I'd have to move again. That would suck. I mean, seriously. But anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you for all the I can't watch any of the I can't see Wowhead. I can't access the website anymore. They banned like Serbia, Turkey, and like a few other countries that supposedly are being too expensive for them and for maintaining their servers. So now I just can't enter the website. It's like the only website in the world that I can't. And like, I'm not gonna buy a VPN thing for them. Like, that's just not happening. Like, I don't care about that stupid website. They can, whatever, you know. That is gonna be it for today. Not for today. For this stream, I will be back in the evening with Final Fantasy. We are hopefully finishing up the Stormblood story. I'm gonna try and finish my roulettes until then and get a couple of levels as well, so that we can get to the level 70 quest. So that next week we can start with the role quest as well. So I will be seeing you tonight at 9 p.m. Central European Time, which is 3 p.m. EST. Thank you ever so much for watching, for enjoying these videos with me today. Sunday is as lovely as always. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks to all the new channel members. It means the world. You keep the content going. So thanks for that. And I will see you in about 3 hours and 20 minutes in that same place, this same place. Anyway, if you don't happen to be on our Discord, there's a link in the description. You can join and find plenty of, you know, Final Fantasy people, WoW people, whoever it is that you wanna find there. We have a lovely growing community, so thank you for being a part of that. And if you're not a part of that yet, make sure to join because we're awesome. Anyway, I will see you soon. Have a great night, and if I don't see you anymore today, have a great rest of your weekend. I will be seeing you next time on live on Friday as well, next Friday, in case you missed tonight's stream. Yeah, look forward to next week's videos as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Goodbye. And bye-bye.